Okay. Hello, everyone. So, continuing my education on Waardenburg syndrome and heterochromia. This is a beautiful family. I had a friend slash client send me this video and wanted to know what I thought about it. And after watching it, I was like, oh boy, here we go again. Spewing lies, false information to feel better about yourself. It's a beautiful family, but you don't have to lie about where your blue eyes come from to feel better about yourself. Like, I don't really understand this. I really don't understand where this is coming from. I do think it's a form of self-hate. I'm just gonna be blunt. Like, all features are beautiful, okay? And her baby's beautiful, even if her baby had brown eyes, but she's glorifying the fact that her child has blue eyes. And see, we can have blue eyes too without being mixed and European. Dear, those are not natural blue eyes. It's called Waardenburg syndrome. So watch how she carefully words, how she expresses herself, but she's very careful with her wordage, her language. Just listen. She won't come out and say why her husband has blue eyes. She tries to make it like it's a natural thing. Yeah, it's natural in terms of it's on his body. They're in his eye sockets, but those are not natural blue eyes like what you would see in Europe. He has a condition which all groups get. It's called Waardenburg syndrome. Those are not natural blue eyes. But listen to what she says.
Everyone here. For reference, this is me. This is my husband. And this is our sweet baby girl. My brother-in-law, my nephew,
heterochromia.
my niece, and this is a picture that my husband and I took when we first met back in 2017. Now, with even all of this, there are still going to be people who will say and do whatever they want, but I just wanted to make a few things clear. This idea that a certain feature on someone is only reserved to a certain demographic of people is extremely damaging, and it can be harmful to families like that.
No, you're being dishonest.
People in person slap my baby to wake her up because they wanted to see if she had blue eyes. I had a doctor who literally thought that she had cataracts in her eyes when she was born and wanted to do further testing on her. I've had someone spread rumors about me saying that I cheated on my husband. That's why my baby looks like that. I've had people in stores assume that my baby is not mine. I've had people accuse me of harming my baby because they thought that I put contacts in her eyes. People, it is 2023. We are no longer doing this. We are no longer tolerating this kind of mindset. There are literally tribes where Africans have blonde hair.
Hold on, dear. Can you stop? You're talking about the Malaysian people. Yes, they are reported to have come out of Africa, but their DNA is mixed with Asians. They have a different haplogroup. They're not the same as Black Subsaharan African. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Stop with the self-hate. Love yourself the way you are. Black Subsaharan Africans, which I'm half West African and very proud, don't have blonde hair and blue eyes. What are you talking about? What are you trying to convince the world that our black brothers and sisters come in all shades? You know that is not true. Like, why are you spreading false information? And you have a gorgeous family. Even if your daughter had brown eyes, would you be as proud? It's like you're proud because she has blue eyes, and it's called Waardenburg syndrome. And you know it is. I could just look at your facial expression and your energy and know that I can almost guarantee you know what your husband has, but you don't want to say it. Why? Because you know it's going to debunk your lies that black people can naturally have blue and green eyes without being mixed. Do you really think I'm that foolish? Do you think I'm that stupid? It's called Waardenburg syndrome, and you know it is. And there's 4 different types of albinism. A condition called heterochromia. Those are not natural conditions. All groups get it. That is not the same as having natural blue or green eyes from a person of European stock. Like, why are you lying? Seriously. Come on, girl, get it together.
Where the blue eyes have been passed down for at least 7 generations.
Yes, and that's common, everyone. Waardenburg syndrome, everyone that's listening to this, it's a common phenomena, and it's disproportionately high in West Africa for some reason. I don't know why, but it's known to be a multi-generational syndrome. Yes, multi-generational. Again, she is very ignorant and spewing false information. But go ahead.
Comments and ideas like this can be extremely harmful and lethal in the wrong hands.
No, dear. It's your lies that are extremely harmful. So let me show all of you something. Hold on. Okay. This is Wardenberg syndrome. You saw her family, right? So let's just focus. I cannot believe that she would have the audacity to post something like that on social media. And all these gullible people are just reading her posts and liking it. And, oh, yeah, we come in all colors. It just shows how ignorant people are. It's like the blind leading the blind. That's Wardenberg syndrome. You see? At the top, Wardenberg syndrome. Oh my God, girl, you need to stop. Seriously. Those are not natural blue eyes. Heterochromia. Remember her niece or her nephew? I think it was her nephew. Well, anyways, her niece and or nephew, I forget, I have to look at the video again, has heterochromia right there. Okay? Look at this. Sometimes they have blonde hair. See a little blonde patch? That's a white child with Wardenberg syndrome. You can just tell with their eyes and their nose profile. I don't know what it is, but you can usually tell Wardenberg syndrome. They just have a different look to them. I don't know how to explain it, but Wardenberg syndrome, Wardenberg. And this is I think he's of Asian descent. The blonde patch. Let me see, right here, heterochromia. Wardenberg syndrome, but heterochromia, the two different eye colors. Wardenberg. Who is she fooling? Who do you think you are fooling, lady? Like, you're being ridiculous. I'm sorry. It is so sad to see melanated people, especially black Africans, that want to be anything else but black and claiming features that are straight out of Europe and saying they are their own. Why are you doing that? Like, that is wrong on so many levels. It's indicative of self-hate. You're trying to be something you're not. Just be honest. Listen, my husband has Wardenberg syndrome, and it's a multi-generational thing. Hold on. This family, see, multi-generational, Wardenberg syndrome. That's the mother. There's the daughter. There's the other daughter. Yes, it's known to be multi-generational. Like some disorders, you know, like sometimes asthma can be multi-generational. But I'm just making a point is, that's a very common thing in Sub-Saharan Africa. Okay? All right.
Heard of Wardenberg syndrome? You wouldn't be alone. It is a rare genetic condition and one our next guest has been living with since she was born. Steph Sionti took to her YouTube channel in 2015 to talk about it. 9.3 million views later, it is still one of her most popular videos. Steph is here this morning with a look at what Wardenberg syndrome is and why she's encouraging others to embrace and celebrate what makes you different. Welcome to your morning.
Thank you so much.
Good to have you with us. Wardenberg syndrome.
Well, Wardenberg syndrome is a combination of traits that you inherit genetically. It's a genetic mutation that runs in my family. 1 in 40,000 people is generally the number of people that have it. And it affects everything from your facial structure to the pigmentation. So for me, it affects my eye color, my hair color. I have this white patch here, some patches of skin. As well as it can make you deaf. And I'm deaf in one ear. I have cousins that are fully deaf. And
genetic disorder known as Wardenberg syndrome is becoming common among children in Ghana. Deputy Chief Audiologist at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital.
You see, she failed to mention that. I'm talking about the TikToker.
Wardenberg syndrome is the #1 cause of hearing loss in the country, with a prevalence rate of 4.8%. The disease has no cure, but can be managed. Wardenberg syndrome is a group of genetic conditions that can cause hearing loss and changes in coloring of the hair, skin, and eyes. Although most people with Wardenberg syndrome have normal hearing, moderate to profound hearing loss.
Okay, well, the video's about to end. But listen,
the lack of
who does she think that she's fooling?